That's enough music.
It was dramatic. I'm looking over my shoulder for dinosaurs here or something.
Yeah, well,
Also eligible needs its own theme song. We'll work
yeah,
on that.
yeah, we'll work on that. And I also need a theme song for my gaming stream that's going to be starting probably this week.
Awesome.
Uh,
That's
now
straight up. Is that straight up Roblox or no?
no, that's going to be out of the park baseball.
I'm joking. I'm kidding.
I know, but
We should put my kid and all her friends on a straight up Roblox gaming show.
yeah, you
They're animals with that.
could probably do that. But you got to keep them occupied.
Yeah.
I mean, supervise them. I mean,
Yeah, supervised. Yes.
especially with them being so young and all that.
Well, it's hard to get away with something when it's being broadcast live, so they
Yeah,
can't say, "But no, we didn't do that." Oh no, let's go to
but
the. I don't want to sound like Warner Wolf, but let's go to the videotape.
yeah, yeah. So that's AJ. I'm Joe, and it's Kentucky
I
Derby Day.
I prefer that you refer to me by my title.
Kentucky Oaks winning handicapper.
Mm.
Well, I put on here for laughs, confused handicapper, only because I couldn't put what I really wanted to put. Now I just think about it now at 10:04 a.m. And if you were in the office, you can play that beep sound for about 20 seconds while I vent.
Oh yeah, I don't have that here now.
No, because we have breaking news from Louisville, and the Puma has been scratched.
And you've been on this horse for over a month now. This was your Kentucky Derby winning horse.
Three months since the Sam F. Davis.
Wow. So it seems easy though, man. You so here's the issue I have with that right now. What you're putting up,
Hmm.
you could have gotten it from Q&A. It's up there.
Yeah. Well, I have 18 daily racing form tabs because we got the Derby, we got this, we got
Yeah,
that.
I got them
So
all open too.
so so the Puma's out. He's got a pastern inflammation. There was a cut that got infected from what I read this morning. Um, so we're down to 19 horses in the race. If you're wondering, the 24, which is Corona de Oro, those connections are SOL because the scratch came after the deadline, which was 9 o'clock yesterday morning.
Mm.
So, so you're gonna see the Lavender 21, the Postal Blue 22, and the Seafoam 23 Santa Claus all running today, but definitely will not see the Olive 24. So, so I do want to let you guys know one other thing here because this is important because I had the Puma in my Oaks Derby double, and this is from David Grenning of the Daily Racing Form. If you use the Puma in the Oaks Derby double, me,
Hmm.
and the 2-day pick threes that included the Derby, you will get a consolation payout. And I think I was getting 35 for $1 if he won the race, which would have meant I would have gotten about 165 because I played it as I played it in the yesterday's article. In the 2-day pick six, you will get the post time favorite. So if Kate Bradar, who was with Defo Wednesday, if she's alive in her 2-day pick six, and if she played the Puma, she will get the post time favorite. And if she did not have the post time favorite selected, it'll just be an extra pick. But let's say if you have three horses and one of them's the post time favorite and that one was scratched, you essentially got two chances. You got that horse twice. So so that was the breaking news this morning that I woke up to, and I was like, "Ah, man, I worked 3 hours typing that article, highlighting 20 horses and finding links and doing all kinds of stuff. Now I gotta I gotta zig and zag to figure out what I'm gonna play here.
I think you should pivot to a Selly.
Let me see here.
Beckman Whitworth. Now,
With
no,
Beckman, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, Whitworth Beckman.
yeah,
Is it what kind of trainer is this guy Whitworth? Where the heck is he? Let me look because he had, if I'm correct, he had Impractical early
he
on.
does. He has them now.
He has him now. Oh, okay, all right. So then he's a good trainer because he's improved Impractical
Hmm.
tremendously.
Hmm. He definitely has.
I was thinking about this last night. I was literally done with the things I had to do by 11. I had a Lethal Weapon marathon on, all four movies.
Hmm.
Um, and then I started looking around at some of the sites, Commonwealth, some of the other sites. I'm
Hmm.
thinking we need like 15 horses in our stable.
Oh,
We
geez.
currently have seven.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we need to. And I was sitting there actually researching the bloodlines and the sires and all this shit
Yeah.
early in the morning, and I'm like, "What are
Yeah.
you doing, dude? Go to sleep, get some sleep. You
Yeah.
got to be up early tomorrow."
Yeah. I'm just peeking, and I peeked at the Commonwealth email yesterday or 2 days ago, and we are going to have some news on Shippy 24 coming up next week. Now I
Awesome,
don't know.
awesome,
I
awesome.
don't. I don't know if they have been approved for a name. I don't know if they started official training. I don't know if he kicked the crap out of another horse or something. Because when you see him walking out of the stall, the horses are like, "Oh God, look at him!"
Yeah, him and Great White are like two heavyweights. They're both like Ivan Drago.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Great White. Uh, After this race, is he going to be once bitten, twice shy?
Could be, could be.
Yeah. So, what did you think about the Oaks being under the lights last night?
I dug it. I dug it a lot, man. I absolutely positively dug it. I just felt like it should have been run a little bit later because
Yeah.
I was tuned in to whatever it was, Fox One,
Hmm.
and then they flipped it over to Fox, I believe, because I had to go. All of a sudden, I look down and I'm watching some friggin' documentary about college basketball or something. So I had to go back
Oh.
in and find it. But there wasn't on NBC at 8 o'clock. There wasn't the big lead up, which maybe that's a good thing. But
Hmm.
it felt like just a little bit of a lead up, and then boom, here you go. Here's your
Yeah.
horses. Let's get this on. But I couldn't be happier. And I got to tell you, Drew, I think it's the first time I've ever bet the Kentucky Oaks
Oh, okay.
ever.
And of course he wins.
And it's not like I pulled that horse out of the air. You guys heard me handicap that horse the other
Hmm.
day. What did I like about Always Running? I like shoot, where the hell is she? I got so many racing form sheets pulled out here. But why did I dig her? Oh, I dug her because she was lightly raced. She
Hmm.
was 2-0, and she went from a 59 to an 89 in race two. I don't
Yeah.
know what the number was last night, but the number last night had to be close to 100, I would assume.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I even said on the show that if this was the horse I'm thinking it was, they said that 59 seemed a little low when they set that number for her for the Tampa Bay Downs win.
Yeah, yeah, you did mention that.
And she's a gun runner horse, which means that she could possibly run even further if she had to.
Look, she had no trouble winning.
No,
So
had the
good
perfect.
for her, and good for our FanDuel account.
Yeah,
Which can we say this? We have no affiliation with FanDuel Racing at this point, but
Correct.
they got an awesome special. For Joe, it's $20 today. For me, it's 50. I don't know why. I guess it's where you're geographically located, but on the Derby, you will get you'll basically you get your money back. You're basically getting like a no sweat bet. If you lose, you
Yeah.
have to bet 50 on one horse to win. All right. And it's whatever your first bet is. Once you opt in, if you
Mm-hmm.
think, oh, I'll save this till the no, it's the first bet. They automatically register you in on this. But
Mm-hmm.
so you go $50 in, and I went $50 in on the longest horse that I have here in my pile of horses for today.
Yeah.
If it wins, I'm sitting on a small fortune. If it loses, I'm getting 50
Mm-hmm.
back.
Yeah. And on top of that, I got my $10 back because my horse counting stars, I think it was, the 4 horse,
Mm-hmm.
got up late for third over a tiring Explorer. So I got my $10 back.
Nice, man. It's always good to not lose. Whether you
Yeah.
win, it's good to win, but it's always good to not lose.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just looking to see something. I'm looking at the promotions here today. Um, and like we said, we're not.
Yeah, we're not getting a kickback yet. We will be soon, but we're not getting a kickback yet from FanDuel Racing.
Yeah, but
There is a
we're
workaround, but we're not going to put you through all that hassle today.
yeah. Um, it looks like, and I'm looking at least my promotions on the FanDuel Racing.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, AJ did say we're not partnered with them, but we use their platform a lot.
It's my
Um,
favorite app.
it looks like it's just
That's about it today.
that's the only race that they have any type of a payback, a bet, no sweat bet. They're calling it a bet reset. They changed the terminology of it. So,
All right, so let me ask you this. All right.
hmm
So there was
hmm
all this talk about emerging market. Defo wouldn't shut up about emerging market all week long.
hmm
And I kind of initially just sort of tossed them. I
hmm
mean, I looked at them. I didn't just toss them to toss them. But now I'm looking at them again because of Always Running last night. Always Running,
hmm
lightly raced, 2 races, 2 wins. Chad Brown.
hmm
Emerging market, Chad Brown, 2 races, 2 wins. I don't like the way his numbers look compared to what I liked on Always Running. But
hmm
how do I not how do I not use them now?
Um, you could just throw money away.
I I don't know. And son of a gun, now that I'm looking, something else jumps out at me. I gotta stop looking. Spent too many hours on this. Could have painted my house. One, two,
Yeah,
three, four.
I mean, and that's the thing with this. You can sit here and make and also with these international horses, you got to dig and dig and dig to find the information. You're just like, oh, international horse, trash.
That's it. I cross them right out. I do no research on those suckers at all.
Yeah.
And when was the last time an international horse won the Derby? Ever?
Um, I think there was a horse from South America that won. I think, but let me double check that here.
And what are these internationals? Are they all from Japan? Are they coming from Saudi Arabia? Let me see. Six Speed is coming from the Middle East, right?
Um, okay, there's
Well,
two international horses that we'll talk about in a second, but what were you saying there?
oh, Six Speed is out. I was just saying, where are they coming from? Because any country that sends your horse to our big race
hmm
and you intend to win it right now, I'd be deathly afraid because Trump will
Yeah,
invade anyone at this point. That's clearly obvious.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you want to really get bombed back to the to the Stone Ages or the Iran Ages for a horse race? Come on,
Yeah.
get your horse and go
Well,
home.
the non-bourbon is based in Japan, but he was bred
Okay.
in Kentucky. But he was bred in Kentucky.
Hmm.
Wonder Dean, he was bred in Japan, and Six Speed, bred in Kentucky. All his races have been in Dubai.
Yeah. Well,
But
I've tossed them all.
I'll just let you know, um, the people in Dubai do not want horse racing banned, but the people of Abu Dhabi do.
Hmm. Okay.
Flintstones reference. Probably should have said
I got
with
it.
the Flint, but
I got it.
and if I had my soundboard available today because I have the headphones in and everything, I would have did Howard Dean to a crash. Yeah,
That would have been appropriate.
yeah.
That would have worked.
So we're gonna be looking at one race here today. Where since this is such a different race, it's a race that is unique in the United States because it's the only race in the United States with 20 horses. We're just going to look at that race. But just to let you guys know to close that question about international horses that have won the Derby, um, there has been two quote unquote international horses that won. Northern Dancer was bred in Canada, so that's why you put an asterisk on it. And Canonero the second won in 1971, and he was bred in Venezuela, or at least he was based out of there. So let me just double check that. Um, if he was bred in, if he was bred in, if he was bred in South America, he would have a little bit of an advantage. Oh no, he was foaled in April. Okay. So he was probably a Kentucky horse, like a Kentucky bred horse that the connections were from Venezuela. They ran him here and they decided, oh, we'll run him up there. So,
So, so what do you do today? Are you basically starting over again from zero, or do you just move your other horses up a notch?
um, for the most part, I'm moving my horses up another notch because part of what I was doing was, I was eliminating all the speed horses involved here because I think we're going to have a wicked pace up front. And, we're going to see 19 horses here. And the one thing I will say is, and I said this on Wednesday night, the numbers are the numbers with the post positions and things like that. But I will say this, you have a new gate. It's a little more favorable for Renegade because he's not going to be running straight into the turn.
Mm-hmm.
He has a straighter path to the rail when he goes up the stretch for the first time. And also, the outside horses have a little bit of an advantage too because of the fact that you're not using that auxiliary gate anymore, so you don't have to worry about you know being on the outside rail, and one swerve to the right, and you end up in the crowd. So so we're going to be looking at this race here. and we may we may take a peek at another race here. I told AJ last night that if we start running a little long, we'll give a little we'll do something extra here as well. But we're focusing mostly on this race, mostly looking at this race today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen here, and we are going to be on the side here. And we have a field of 19 after the scratch of the Puma. And let me do this. So it's going to be looking like I'm looking to the side for the next half hour. So mile and a quarter, $5 million, and the ownership connections will get 3.1 for winning this race. So many different reasons why you want to get your horse to the Derby, and the great thing is with this right now, we can see the live odds on the Daily Racing Forum site. And if you're just looking for this race and this race alone, it's the feature race of the day on Daily Racing Forum. And I was going to say Equibase, but for some reason they don't. Oh, they do have free. They do have free. They do have free free program of the race on Equibase as well, obviously. So if you're looking just to play this race this afternoon, you got that information at your fingertips here. And also, if you do the Daily Racing Forum route, you can get some additional information. You can get some additional information here as well, as long as you have an account with Daily Racing Forum. So, like for example, if you wanted to watch this Arkansas Derby race again for Renegade, there you go. The video is ready to go, but I'm not going to show it.
Yeah, that's very cool that they have it like that. Daily Racing Form has it going on.
And if you want to look at the chart, boom. You can see, has any of these horses run since? No. So little quirks that you have an advantage of when you want to look at this. And these are formulator programs. It's just the product that Daily Racing Form offers. Now, we're going to begin with Renegade, and he had the misfortune of drawing the rail. And I think if Todd Pletcher was asked, you have to make a decision here, the 1 or the 20. I guarantee he probably would rather have the 20.
But doesn't someone have to win from there at some point?
That's exactly the point that I made on Wednesday in a roundabout way, because the one hole is more of a straight shot into the main portion of the track, and it's only a matter like I was like when you called me last night, I was watching a video on YouTube. A couple of people from Pennsylvania were showed their video. They were doing their look at the Oaks and the Derby, and kind of like how Jessica Paquette said, the Japanese, it's only a matter of time before they win the Derby. The same thing here with the one hole. It's only a matter of time before the one wins. But I just don't think it's this year.
As long as one of these internationals don't win this year.
But
gas prices are already $12 a gallon. We don't need them any higher because we're bombing Japan because they won the Derby.
No, we won't have computers anymore or internet or anything. Yeah. But also, we're also We also have our baseball players playing in Japan too. So,
Well, they can take Otani back too if they win the Derby.
but now I will say this, and you could say, well, um, you could blame it on the quarter crack in his hoof. You can blame it on this. You can blame it on the rail. If he doesn't win, I just think it's probably dumb luck or just not being his day or anything else. I don't think I'm not going to blame it on the rail.
I put a lot of thought into this last night with Renegade
Hmm.
because, I mean, obviously he's if I had to pick two horses, if they said, all right, you're going to own these two horses in this race,
Hmm.
one would be Renegade, the other one would be Commandment for me.
Yeah.
Right. I especially like Commandment for a whole bunch of different reasons, but you got one of the top jockeys in the world on him, and he chose this horse over two other ones to ride this
Hmm.
horse.
Yeah.
They've known that they've had the one rail for, that they're on the rail for a week now. And with Pletcher, Ortiz, and a super horse, and this horse doesn't have to be on the front to win.
No.
There's got to be a game plan to settle in. Don't go too fast. Pick your spot and then go, is my
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
So, I initially, like everybody else, threw him out as soon as he got the one. But I don't, he's not out on my list anymore.
I mean, he's out on my list, but it has nothing to do with the post or the hoof or anything like that. I just you you could probably make an argument for 15 of these 19 horses.
Yeah.
In your case, probably 12. But I think that you have to start tossing some horses that have a real chance of winning, and obviously 5-1 right now. You got a great shot here with the horse, but I just think that there's other horses here. And everybody's going to blame the rail. Everybody's going to blame the hoof. Everybody's going to blame this. Everybody's going to blame that. And I'm just going to say it's just dumb luck at the end. So AJ's not completely tossing Renegade. I'm not. I'm tossing him only because there's only so many places I can go with this.
I'm using them. I don't know how I'm using them, but I'm using them.
I mean, I could conceivably add him to my exacta since I only have a 5-horse exacta right now. But the great thing is, once I get up the parks this afternoon, I can make that last minute decision. But
I've narrowed the field down to 18 horses. Now I just have to figure out how to use them.
yeah, you mean you narrowed them down to?
Yeah,
You mean
18. I threw one out.
you threw one, you didn't throw out three? The 3 international horses?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I'm down to 17 horses then, or
Yeah,
16 horses.
yeah. So, um, so the 2 is Albus. He won the Wood Memorial, and not a great running of the Wood, but I mean, really low speed figure there. Um, I mean, here's why I tossed him. He was an immediate toss.
Hmm.
Yaupon. Now, granted, we're in the second. This horse Albus is in the first crop of Yaupon horses, so you know this number may be a little bit skewed because I always look at this, the average winning distance. I always look at that with the with 3-year-olds especially, and when we get later in the 2-year-old season for our horses, we'll take a look at that. Now, two things I will say here. This horse ran all sprints in his career. Never ran more than 7 furlongs, and if I had the video up, I'm not gonna I didn't even attempt to do it. His last race at Saratoga, and I guarantee you that this had nothing to do with, him getting savaged by his foe. Um, he actually got bit by Firenze Fire in the stretch.
Mm.
I mean, it was crazy, and I think Firenze Fire ran at Parks, and he got bit by a horse. So it's like, whoa. But but the thing is, you do have Bernardini on the dam side who did win the Preakness the year of Barbaro. Um, but I think this is, even though he did win the 9 furlongs and he is a closer, I can't see him winning that for some of those reasons.
There's nothing I like about him.
Yeah, but it's like the New York circuit right now, and maybe next year when they go to Belmont starting in September, um, they you might have you may end up with better quality horses just because it's Belmont. Because who
You know
wants to
what?
run it?
Who wants to run an aqueduct?
Yeah,
Is that what you're gonna say? No, well, nobody anymore. You know why I don't like this horse the most?
why's
Didn't
that?
didn't didn't I run in the Wood Memorial?
What's that?
Didn't Superman run in the Wood?
No,
Are you sure? I thought he did.
nope.
I thought that was the race that we. What was the stakes race that got snowed out and we had to wait a week to run in?
Um,
Irrelevant, I guess. But anyway, Superman was supposed to win the Wood, and Superman is supposed to be here today, but he's not. So those
yeah,
are the breaks in horse racing.
and well, I heard he was scratched from the wood because he had erectile dysfunction.
Mm.
Oh wait, not that wood. Okay.
No, that was Frank the Bank.
Yeah.
No.
All right, and then we're going to get to the 3 horse here, Intrepido. Um, I look at this, and I mean, not only did he finish fourth in a field of 7, he finished fourth and was 10 lengths behind the leader. I'm tossing this horse right away.
And two of the horses are in the race today.
Yep.
The two top horses, yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Just want to see one thing here. And this is a feature that you can do. It's like, well, what about actually Robusta's in there too? But I was just looking to see if Vitruvian Man had run a race in the last couple of weeks, but so. And then we have the first Baffert horse, Litmus Test, and showed nothing in the Arkansas Derby. Getting money here down to 28 to 1, but
Isn't that just because Bob Baffert is the trainer?
probably. I just don't see him doing much here. I think he's going to be I think he's going to try to get the lead. He's not going to get it because when we get to 6 speed, basically 6 speeds connections has said, well, if other horses are going for the lead, we're just going to run faster.
I saw that.
That's not going to that's not going to that's not going to fly. But
They may run faster for a little bit of time, and then
exactly.
they'll be running slower than everybody else.
Mhm. Exactly. 7 Right to Party was scratched. Kenny McPeak was not happy about this scratch, and I have it linked on the article. So when that gets posted around 11:30 or so, because I got to do some last minute tinkering on my article, Um, we'll see that. Commandment basically ran through the Florida road, winning 3 of the 4 races. He didn't run in the 4th. He didn't run in the, um, whichever one that is. The name's escaping me, forgive me. But, won the Mucho Macho Man easily in a one-turn mile, ran into Fountain of Youth, got his Derby points there, closing the win by a neck, and then beat out the Puma by a nose in a 4-horse photo. Now, I could just jump on this horse if I wanted to, but
So
I'm
what's
not.
stopping you?
I mean, I just think that, with this is if you were to compare this further ado that we're going to get to in a couple minutes, this is a horse that's been consistent,
Hmm.
but but I will let you know I do have him in my superfecta today. So, I will let you know that.
I like everything about this horse except um, the jockey. Not that I don't like the jockey, but I don't like that his jockeys are on and off, on and off. And I mean, Irad obviously chose Renegade, but different jockey. I'd rather have a jockey that's comfortable driving the car.
Or the top jockey in North America, Flavien Prat.
No,
But I think
I'd
that's a
rather
case.
have. I'd rather have the familiar jockey,
Yeah.
and Pratt had to wait for Irad to make a move
Mhm.
before he made his move. So
Yeah.
that's gotta tell
Yeah.
you something.
Yeah. And I think it's Irad that was riding the town up until the last race, right?
Yeah, and look what happened to the town the last race.
Mhm.
He ran backwards like he was in England
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
Irad. Hmm.
Yeah. But you're not going to see Irad on the town unless the town goes to Kentucky, because I think that's where Irad is based out of.
From what I understand, the town's going to go to Kentucky for a little while, and then he's shipping up to the spa.
Oh, okay. So you will have a couple of horses at Kentucky.
And it looks like I'm going to have a handful at the spa too this summer.
Yeah. And we have Joe Urbo on YouTube. Welcome aboard. Horses with quarter crack hose and cracked heels, I tossed out. I cannot trust them. Number 10, Wonder Dean. I was most impressed with his races. He pulled away at the end. Yeah, we're gonna get the Wonder Dean. But yeah, we tossed I tossed the one. AJ's going to um keep him in there, but you know, I think my personal opinion is if that horse does not win, I'm not blaming the the quarter crack. I'm not blaming it on the post. It just may be that horses just ran better, or it may just be dumb luck. How many times have we seen a horse that gets bumped and that's the end of them? You know that personally with the town.
Yeah. Hmm.
But or the one year I decided to play the Dubai horse, Thunder Snow.
Hmm.
2 steps as they left the gate, he took 2 steps and then freaked out because of the bell.
Hmm.
But
Did you see what happened with Bayazi yesterday?
uh, he finished
They-
third.
yeah, but they held him. The what do you call those guys in the gate? They were
The
holding on to him when the gate opened. He couldn't run.
I have to. I'll have to look at
Yeah.
the. I'll have to look at the head on.
There's a video of I forget who the jock was, but the jockey was on the phone with the stewards immediately after.
Oh yeah, I
You
saw that
never,
this morning.
yeah. They held the
Yeah,
horse. That could have cost him the race
yeah,
because he was a close third.
yeah. Now they the jockey was on there, and NBC's like, oh, let's hear what he has to say. F this, F that. And it's like, whoops.
Hmm.
But that was also when Skippy Longstocking got bumped around the track all over the place and did not get taken down. And his opponent did not get taken down.
Yeah.
And I agree, Skippy Longstocking should have won that race. And that was the first race I watched yesterday because I was doing things, doing other things yesterday afternoon. So, but Skippy should have won that race. I agree.
And after seeing that with Dazzy yesterday, with my own eyes and proof,
Hmm.
that's definitely what they're doing to the town. That's why the town constantly spots 15 lengths. I'm
Well,
positive that they're holding him back. So I'm
I think
gonna
he,
I'm gonna handle this.
I think he's got my personality where, yeah, it'll get done. It'll get done. It'll get done. Oh crap! I got an hour to write this article. Always doing things last minute, but that's just me. So, um, the 7 Denon Bourbon. Yeah, and the drone view is great, but if it starts shaking a little bit, I'm like getting the barf bag ready. Kind of like the way Todd Pletcher got the barf bag because his horse got the one hole. Um, the 7 Denon Bourbon. I'll just give you AJ's opinion. He's just tossing them because it's international, has run
Don,
internationally. And there's no information on them.
I'm racially equine I'm an equine racist, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Out. You're not from the United States. Get the hell out.
Well,
Get out
he
of my
was
Kentucky Derby anyway.
he was bred in Kentucky.
Yeah, but if you move and change your citizenship and your passport to somewhere else, then stay there. That's all.
So, in my opinion, now the one thing I will tell you is, if you want to see how he ran, you're going to have to dig and dig and dig to find this. And I found the videos on YouTube, and he drew off the win in Kyoto in that allowance race. He drew off um, with the Fukuru Stakes there at Nakayama to get the berth to get into the Derby there. Um, Basically has the same running style, which is basically I'm just going to sit a couple lengths off the pace. I'm going to sit about 3 wide, and he just takes off. So, so the one thing I will tell you guys, whether it's the 7, the 10, or the 17, you got to dig a little bit if you really want to have an informed opinion on this horse or any of those horses for that matter. But AJ will be like, eh. So number 8 is So Happy, and this horse won the Santa Anita Derby. Forever Young won the Derby. Well, was Gavleon on the? Was he on Sierra Leone? Because Forever Young, I think at the jockey, if Forever Young had an American jockey on there, they would have object they would have filed an objection. But this is the horse that's gonna pull your heartstrings here because Mark Glatt lost his wife a week or two before the Santa Anita Derby. Um, and people are saying, well, Run Happy was a sprint horse. Yeah, but um, and they find time. Yeah, okay, yeah, and they'll do that. They'll find the horses. But Santa Anita, I mean, the thing is, Santa Anita has short fields all the time and everything. I'm not too thrilled about playing a California horse. Now, this horse, Run Happy, you're going to say, well, he's a sprint horse. But when you look here, 6.6, which isn't great, but it isn't the two Albus where his sire only gets 6.2 per winner. So it's possible he could get the distance, but I just like other horses here, and it's possibility he could bounce.
That's that's my hiccup with him is the last time he ran a big number,
Hmm.
then he didn't.
Hmm. And I think he's going to be a stalker. I don't think he's going to be on the lead like he was in the San Felipe. Uh, we ended up with the breaking news this morning that the Puma was scratched, and that was my horse. So Wonder Dean the 10. I'll just talk for AJ. He was tossed.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Gone.
I watched this race here, and he, 6 speed went for the lead like he always does, and Wonder Dean was able to get the job done here. Now, one thing I will tell you guys when it comes to some of this information is limited. Like, for example, D Majesty, who's the sire, there is no information on him on Daily Racing Form. So your guess is as good as ours. But if you look at the past races, he did run in races up to 2 miles. Not too well,
Wow.
but still. But um, I love Mike Smith, New York guy. At one time, I remember I had him with Giacomo. It was just like Ken Rudolph that day. Oh yeah, if you haven't seen that video, AJ, um, you might have to dig around for a little bit. But Ken Rudolph was going nuts when Giacomo won at 50-1.
I can
Kind of like
imagine.
kind of like how I would have been going nuts for the Puma at 10-1, just because I sat on him with that pick for 3 months now. But Wonder Dean, I just think that he will be trying to close here. But I think, and also I think, and somebody said this as well. I don't know where I saw it. It might have even been while I was watching that video last night. Especially with Denon Bourbon, if he was running here solely in the United States, he definitely would not have been 20-1 money line. He may have been like 12 or 10, maybe. But the 11, Incredible. He won the Virginia Derby at Colonial Downs, but the thing is, I have such a hard time figuring out Colonial Downs dirt track that I don't know what I really don't know what to do with this horse.
I threw him with the Japanese horses.
Yeah, because for those that are unfamiliar with Colonial Downs, the circumference of the track is a mile and a quarter. So that mile and an eighth race is a one turn, 9 furlong race. So, everybody's going 2 turns, and the 2 turns, but he has won twice at Churchill Downs. So, for those that are going to hold that, that may be an angle to play here, but uh, that would be interesting there. And by the way, that is Bill Mott's son Riley that trains the horse. Um, Chief Wallaby, the 12.
That's
Um,
that's Daddy's horse.
yep. And he's putting blinkers on him. And the great thing is also with some of these big races, they also make comments about how, like, for example, of the last 11 runners to add blinkers into the race, the best finish was fourth. The only thing is, what were those 11 horses like? and were they real contenders or were they extreme long shots? That's what I would say because you had the data, but I'm looking at other factors as well. But I think this is a closer, and I think this horse has a shot. This may be the horse I add into my exact that I'm going to play.
He's on my list. I haven't discarded him, but I don't know that I'm going to have room for him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Patente, the 14, another Baffert horse, and he's going to go for the lead.
I love the 14. I don't think he's going to go for that. I think he's going to be right up there. But once
Mhm.
6 speed shifts it into high gear,
Mhm.
I think he's just going to sit behind him.
Okay. And
I,
and if Bob Baffert wins the Derby, does he behave himself when he gets the trophy, or does he go Kenny Powers on him or whatever?
That'd be great if he does go Kenny Powers on them.
So, but yeah, I'm tossing him. You're not. Emerging Market only has had 2 races, but 2 for 2, including the Louisiana Derby, which was a mile and 3/16. Yeah, and I said this as well. Baffert horses, never have we ever seen 30-1 or higher. And part of that is the fact that you have 20 horses in the race. Somebody's got to get that 20-1, 30-1, 50-1.
Mm-hmm.
But Emerging Market, I called him the emerging horse in the article that's going to be dropping at about 11:30 or so when I finish it up. Um, I just think that he's got the ability here. Um, he's got Empire Maker on the dam side, Candy Ride on the as the sire, so he's bred for this, and he's dropped down to 9-1. Now, if he does win this, it will be a historic win because the last horse to only run 2 races and win the Kentucky Derby, you got to go all the way back to 1883.
It's a long time.
Yeah,
I think Defoe was at that race. He's probably got a story on it.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure somebody went voodoo on some of the other horses. Maybe even Dan Housen was there from WWE and said, "You are cursed." But Pavlovian, this is the horse I wanted to mention to you. Pavlovian, he's already won 10 races, and this is the type of
No, he's
th-
raced. He's raced 10 races.
yeah.
Okay,
And if I said something else, I said it. I'm sorry, but
that's right.
has been running mostly against Calbreds. Did win the Sunland Derby. Um, appears his best races are well. He did have that maiden special weight win, but that was a 5 furlong race. But when you look at some of the numbers here, now when I look at this and I see 5.2, that's an automatic toss to me
Mm-hmm.
because you like to be high sixes or sevens for the stamina sense if you're going to look at these numbers. And I don't completely look at it. Um, and I'm going to get to that in a second, or Joe. Um, um, but the thing is, we only have 54 offspring, so that 5.2 is very misleading because of the sample size here. So the even though these numbers are good to see, I will also tell you, take a look at the sample size before you make an informed decision just based on some of the analytics of the breeding and stuff like that. Like for example, the 17 hole, since the invention of the gate, they've run 44 times at that this ran 44 times out of that gate and hasn't had a winner yet. But you know, you're talking about 96 races, so you're not looking at every year that they had it. Um, was Golden Tempo going to run by emerging market, or was he hurting at that time? Yeah, that's a good question. We don't know, but we'll get to Golden Tempo in a moment. 6 speed. He only knows one way to run. 3 minutes to race one. Uh, yeah, I mean we've been blowing through these horses. We didn't realize it was 3 minutes to race one, so we're going to scrap that idea that we had as well about the first race, only because we want to get through this. Um, yeah, 6 speed. He wants the lead, and the connections have basically said one thing: if there's other horses that are going to run for the lead, we're just going to run faster. That's not good. Not in a 20 horse field. But he does have an outside post, so he's even though it's not ideal, but you're not in the middle where you could be bumping around like you wouldn't believe. Or last year with the Baffert horse decided, oh, we're in the old stall, we're in the old gate. Let me take out half the field to my right, but but I'm tossing him just based on the fact of the way he runs. Um, Further ado, he raced twice at Keeneland, once in October, once in April. Combined 31 lengths he won by. And this race was, by the time he hit the turn, he just drew off and won. Now, the one thing I will say is, and we can say this here because the pattern is there, he did bounce in the Kentucky Jockey Club there, but he still won. But the thing is, he could be a super horse. I mean, he is a gun runner horse. So when you look at gun runner, 7.4, which is one of the top numbers that I've seen in this race. So I lost that there. So when I look at this, I mean, I'm tossing him on the bounce factor. If he beats me, he beats me. But I just think that when you look at this, I just think he's going to bounce off of that record where, like Todd Schrupp said to me on Tuesday, do you want your horse peaking today, or do you want him peaking in the bluegrass?
But how do we know if he peaked in the bluegrass? Because it was only his second race of the year,
Mm-hmm.
and he moved forward off of his first race.
Mm-hmm.
What's to say he doesn't run a 110 or 111 today?
He might. I mean, that's the great thing. The way that can, the way I am with horse racing, it's basically um, one big giant puzzle that you got to figure out. A logic puzzle, a jigsaw puzzle, however you want to describe it. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins, especially since he's not in the dreaded 17 hole. But I
Hmm.
think he's in the 15 now. Golden Tempo, and this was the one that Joe was saying here. Was Golden Tempo going by, or was his cracked heels bothering him in the Louisiana Derby? Um, well, he was also squeezed at the start too. So, but I would say, you know if they did have issues with the hooves leading up to that race, I don't think it was known, but um, I think Golden Tempo was holding on to the win. I mean, I think Emerging Market would have won if that was another half a furlong, but that's just me. Um, but I'm throwing this horse back in at least the exactas. Um, Thankfully, that article hasn't been posted yet, so I can tinker around with the superfecta. But um, but yeah. So the one thing is also with the fairgrounds, um, I just think that I tend to lean towards the fairgrounds horses because the configuration is very similar to Churchill Downs. Quarter of a mile to the finish, that sort of thing. That's
I
probably
got
why
him. Yeah, I'm sorry.
that's probably why I get that's probably why I make it rain with losing tickets all the time.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
I got him marked for trifectas.
Okay. Right now I have them in my superfecta. And then we have the three also eligibles that got in. Um, the big question for me is Golden Tempo still hurting enough to bother him today? Um, I think Cherie DeVoe is um, wouldn't be afraid to scratch if there was a bigger issue with that horse. Kind of like the way the Puma was scratched this morning with Gustavo Delgado. By the way, the trainer of Shippy 24.
Hmm.
So, and the owner and the trainer of Mage who won 3 years ago. So, Great White. This is an auto toss.
All of these also eligibles are like, what are they doing here? Come on.
Well, the reason why he had one race on the dirt in the bluegrass, didn't do anything. Now, granted, that's kind of yeah. I mean, he weakened in the race, but further ado, won by 11. It makes everybody look like they weren't even close. Aselli finished third in the Wood Memorial, but did have a wide run here, so you kind of have an excuse, even though, for example, Aqueduct's turns are more forgiving than Churchill Downs is, but I'm not. I tossed him,
Horses
and I
never won a race, bro. How is
yeah,
this horse going to beat all these other monsters that we have to choose from?
exactly. And then Robusta, yeah, I don't see a Rich Strike in this race either. And even Larry Colmus said with I think it was either Larry Colmus or Defoe. I don't know which side of it was. Um, and it was exactly what I said when Rich Strike won. I was like, I go to my buddy Mike. I said, was that the 2 that won? And it's like, no, it's a 21. Once they pop the number up, and I'm like, oh, okay. Then I pull up the app, and it's like 80-1. I'm like, oh dear God. And then Robusta, probably going to go for the lead here, I think, and going to make it even faster pace here. Almost won to San Felipe at almost 70-1. Just didn't do anything in that race, which is kind of what was expected on a bounce here, but you know, not going to get the job done. And like you said, the also eligibles, they're not going to win this.
No, they don't. They don't even belong on the same track.
No. Well, at least Great White had the opportunity of being in the Pet Day Mile, which your horse should have been in.
Yep. But that's all right. We'll get them. We'll get them
All right.
somewhere else.
So, time for your pick.
All right. So I reserve the right to change my pick, but as of right now, so will I change my pick? Maybe. The way to find out is follow Q&A Racing on X. and or Q&A Racing on Facebook, and I will update
Mm-hmm.
pre-race. But right now, I'm going 14, 6, and 1.
Let me write this down so that I can.
Potente. I like Potente. Commandments, and then Renegade. I just think
Okay.
that I think that Irad's going to find a way to be
Mm-hmm.
close there at the end. But
Yeah.
Golden Tempo too. If Golden Tempo easily could get in this top three, which will, got to imagine if he could come second.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a 14-19. Oh, Manoj, I would take that.
Well.
And Renegade to me is just, or not Renegade. Commandment to me,
Mm-hmm.
he's just a he's just what a racehorse is supposed to look like. And you
Mm-hmm.
can bump him, you can step on him, you can bite him. If there's no hole, he's going to make a hole. Yeah, there's no way that this horse is not going to be in the top three.
Yeah. Now, I originally had the Puma, and I was selling this for 3 months to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's where you were going to go today or not before the scratch this morning. I watched that video last night, and Jessica Paquette gave out in the video a 719 exacta box.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But she described the Japanese horses as the United States trainers are playing checkers and the Japanese are playing chess.
Hmm.
Now, I'm not going to put 19 in the top two, but I am going, when I play my exacta when I get the parks this afternoon, I am going to have that in there. I at least have seen these races from Denon Bourbon. That is my play today. You want to have World War II and a half with Japan now, and I will say that next year, Churchill Downs will say, "Oh, you got a race in America to win." Wouldn't surprise me, but
Are you kidding me? If a Japanese horse wins today, I guarantee you Monday Trump is signing an executive order saying no foreign horses in the big
yeah,
races.
yeah, I would not be surprised. So I'm going 7 Denon Bourbon, 15 Emerging Market, the 6 Commandment, and the 19 Golden Tempo. So if that superfecta hits, and we'll highlight this comment here, people want to see Renegade win, but quarter crack clues make a person wonder. And the rail, the question is really, can Renegade get them out in a quarter? Can he? Into Mischief has, and Karnacki on NBC Sports. Into Mischief has really blown up here in the breeding shed. You could have gotten his demon seed for much less now because of all his horses being such great offspring. It costs $250,000 just to breed to him. But I will say this, and Todd Schrupp mentioned this on Tuesday night. He said a quarter crack is it's like a hangnail. It's how you treat it that leads to the recovery. So, I mean, the rail, that was just the pill coming out of the bottle. It's one, and you pull the piece of paper out, Renegade. So it's like, bleep me. But I think he gets the mile and a quarter. I just think it's just more a matter of other horses just getting a cleaner race, but so I'm going with the 7 Denon Bourbon because basically it's the next horse up, and I actually watch those races, so you are going to see that later today, and that is on the big NBC at 7 o'clock. Well, 6:57 the race goes off. They'll be on all day with all the undercard races and stuff like that as well. And if you use FanDuel Racing, they do have a bet reset where if your horse does not win, you'll get your $20 back. Um, and if you use a platform other than if you use a platform um, other than FanDuel, check the promotions because different different platforms will have different promotions throughout the day today. So that's the umbrella statement that I'll make because some people may say, well, I use this, I use that. Check the promotions. So, and your dog's wandering around in the background.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him do like that dog at least I don't think we have. Do with the Clearwater Threshers game. The dog went for the bat and he said, "Oh no, I'm
Took a
running."
dump. Yeah.
He did a 1 and a 2. He did a Lawrence Welk. A 1 and a 2. AJ, thank you.
Nope. Thank you. I
And
plan on coming back. I don't know how long we can put in my title, but I was going to say next week, 2026 Kentucky Derby in Oaks winning handicapper.
yeah,
And then next year it will say Kentucky Derby winning owner.
well, it's
Woodburn,
gonna
baby.
no, it's going to be Shippy.
I got a piece of both, but it's Woodburn.
Yeah, but we'll see. But if I were a Mattress Mac, I'd throw $1 million on the 10 and wait for the window with the wheelbarrow. Possibly, but then again, Mattress Mac for the most part, he is a jinx. But I guess we'll find out today if he actually bet on the race or not. I wonder if he still has a promotion on his mattress business or have the tariffs have ruined his opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw one other pick out there real fast before we go. Is
Mhm.
let me find it. It is the heck race is it?
I think it's the
Seventh,
7th race.
seventh race. The one horse. 10-1 right now. I like him for a couple of different reasons. But I think he's gonna move forward off his last race. So
Yeah,
I don't want to get too deep into it, but I like the 10. I mean, I like the one at 10-1, especially. Yes. Take
yeah,
it.
yeah. And that may be
Oh,
my play. That may be my play as well. I haven't looked at these earlier races, and
place.
we totally missed the first race here, which was won by Power Shift, the 11. That was a horse that ran in the Florida Derby. I mean, not the Florida Derby, the Tampa Bay
Come
Derby.
out.
So broke the maiden. So
Come on. Come on.
oh,
Come on. You coming up? Come on. Are you going to get on the whole chair? Okay. There you go. Good boy.
there
Yeah.
he is.
That's it. Good boy. All right. All right. Yeah. Well, you want to go to the track? All right. We're going to go. Okay. Come on.
Yeah, it's they're gonna run in between the horse races.
Okay. All right. All right. I got you. I got you. All right. I'm
Yeah,
being summoned.
yeah. Thank you so much, AJ, and
No,
we'll be
thank
live
you.
again with Also Eligible next Saturday at 10 o'clock. I'd like to tell you what I plan on doing. I have no idea yet. I didn't even look. This week has been a busy week, so AJ's gonna have to take care of his dog. I gotta take care of a few different things before we leave here before I leave this afternoon.
Yeah,
And
I got you. I got you. All
I
right.
kind I kind of want to keep that on so we can see you get attacked by the dog. Well,
Yeah.
not attacked, but
Good point. All right.
But
All right.
that's
Good
it for
luck.
now, everybody. Good luck, everybody. I'll see you guys in Winter Circle. And if I don't